The Rockets live to see another day.
And they didn't go on a slow start today, and they are even leading during the first quarter. And I know this Lakers team so much that I knew that they will play a bit lax in this game. But you can really see the sluggishness in LeBron today. That's a 41-year-old that just played in an intense overtime game just the other day. So this was nothing short of surprising for me. I was hoping they could end this series today so LeBron can get a full week of rest because we need him at full strength against OKC. Hopefully the Suns can extend that series for a bit longer. But yeah, today the Rockets hit their shots. Richard Pard was lights out today. Şengün was very great offensively today too. He put Hayes in early foul trouble and was going into the DA the whole game. Last time I said that DA and Rui but would be the X factors in this game considering the mileage that LeBron and Smart had. But I thought Rui had a good game today. He wasn't hitting shots early, but he's not defending badly, and he had some buckets the whole game. And they had a very amazing offensive night. Although he cannot stop Şengün at the other hand, he made a lot of his shots that kept us early in the game. But we all know it's if it's only the scoring for us, it wouldn't be enough. LeBron didn't score his 10 point until not until the fourth quarter. He had several assists, but you can see that he is really fatigued and he was not aggressive enough to attack. I also mentioned this in my previous video that the Rockets can still get one game if Luke Kennard had a bad shooting night like game 3, and he did today. He wasn't able to shoot as much too today because the Rockets defenders were really sticking to him like glue. On the other hand, he was getting hunted on offense. Amen, when Luke Kennard was switched onto him, he was going straight at him. He even hit him with a nasty hezzy pull up and made the shot. It was like Westbrook in his prime years. His on and off numbers in this series is insane. I think in this series here, he is the Rockets' best player, even over Şengün. And if he can knock those middies consistently, he would be a nightmare for defenders because he is already athletic enough and fast enough to go to the basket at will. If he had a solid jump shot to counter those counters, I think he would be a monster. Anyways, I also predicted that the Rockets might be up huge early, and they did. The fake comeback didn't happen though with Bronny leading the way, but Adu scored his first playoff basket today, so that's good. And he also got his first ejection. Things went really that late, and although they weren't really big, the Rockets the whole game felt over already because of the Lakers' body language. They seemed tired. There's not much urgency in them as the Rockets' desperation. But I think JJ would have a say in that and make them lock in for the next game. It will be tough to come back to Houston again, especially if they win two straight and have momentum. But I'm not really worried about that. The game today, I think they will close this out in Game 5. Crypto will be boxing, especially after that amazing Game 3 performance by the team on the road. For the Game 5, I think the Lakers this time around would get a huge lead to start the game, but the Rockets will slowly creep onto them the whole game. But the Lakers, like Game 3, would have the composure to just minimize the blow and take this game home and proceed to the second round. I think LeBron would have a bounce back game and Luke will have some shots again the next game. I think they will lock in defense too. It will be a dogfight towards the end, but the lead they have early will just be enough for them to knock out the Rockets at home in Game 5. So get all the rest you need, King, and hopefully our two demons will come back just in time for the OKC matchup because we will need everything to throw at them to just have a chance. But let's focus on our game at hand first, then we can talk about the second round matchup if we push through. And shout out to the Raptors, man. They tied their series against the Cavs. I thought it was over for them when the Cubs went up to the 0, but I guess you can't win in 6 if you don't lose 2 games. So shout out Scotty Barnes, he was phenomenal. And the interesting thing in all of this was him and Mobley would have been in different positions if Mobley was picked later than Scotty, because the Cubs picked Mobley over Scotty Barnes, and it was really the right pick at that time personally for me. But I think for 2 years now, Barnes just elevated himself to a consistency that even Mobley wasn't able to do because of, I think, his injuries too. But that's not to diminish the jump Scotty had in that game 4-2. It felt like he was the best player in the court where Harden and Mitchell were playing. Although Harden is of late in his age and Mitchell is still in his prime. He still bested them, I think, in that game 4. He was the best player on the court. So shout out to the Raptors and Cavs going at it. I enjoyed that game too. So I'm trying to comment on it, on that game a bit. But yeah, I hope that they go to 7 games. It can be a Harden legacy game considering he is known for being a choker. But I think Harden is different, playing different in this Cubs team, and I think he can help them give a deep playoff run for the Cubs. But yeah, let me know if you think the Rockets can still extend this series against the Lakers, or will the Lakers will close this out in Game 5. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Calibalismo.